I'm over here trying to do the rewind, but we've got a studio audience. Everybody say hello. Who's all here? Everybody talk. Say your name. Everybody. Jackson, say your name. Dawson, Zoe. People talk. Didn't it? Some guy in a yellow shirt in the background who had a birthday the other day. Oh, God, it's going to hit me? Okay. Anyway, today on the rewind, we had what? The top quarterbacks in the SEC. My list is definitely different than 247's. Aggie basketball talk. Best interview of the day was? Mine? Interview myself? Herm Edwards, thank you very much. And Billy Liucci, really good. He was on a mobile. It's the TexAgs Rewind.
Number 3, Jackson Dart.
No issue.
Number 2, Quinn Ewers.
No issue. He's played a lot, had his team in the playoff,
Number 1, Carson Beck.
Okay. I would move Carson Beck down a couple of pegs. I thought Brady Cook was more impressive than Carson Beck.
I just think.
But I would have Carson Beck in the top 3 or 4.
You're penalizing Connor for getting injured.
That's fine.
And not taking into account how good he looked when he did play in the 2 seasons. Well, end of one, beginning of another. He's basically played a full season. Sounds about right? Basically a full season. Combined with.
He's probably, played probably 8 games?
Yeah. So.
Because I think
yeah, that's right. A full season if you combine, the rest of the quarterback room. So, yeah, that tells you where he's at. Jackson Arnold around him, okay, but Connor at 9 behind Graham Mertz, I think is a disservice, and Garrett Nussmeier is a disservice, and Nico, Tennessee guy.
Yeah, look.
Now, Nico may be
great, but I would, of all those guys mentioned, if I had my choice, I would take Connor Wigman, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. When those top 5, all those guys have proven, and they've done a good job, and they played for extended period. Okay.
And here's the thing too. Like when you look at what Colin Klein's been able to do, I think you cannot judge Connor based on the Jimbo era moving forward. I know you have to see it.
Yeah.
I think last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, there was a list that came out, and Jaden Daniels was on there, and we hadn't seen him. Like, not at this level. And he had to, and he surpassed every expectation. No doubt about it. He was phenomenal. But I got to see that before I put you above certain people if you haven't played. Brady Cook had a phenomenal season last year.
That's what I mean.
For where we are right now at 3-3, are you okay with that considering some of the issues that they've kind of bumped into?
Totally. The only one I'm not okay with is LSU at home. I mean, look, before the season, you told me, all right, we're 4-2, and we lost, at number 8 Auburn and at Arkansas to open up the first 6, and we won the other 4. I'd be like, great, that's a good start. It's probably about where I thought they'd be. So you dropped LSU one at home. That's downright embarrassing. But you play number 8 Auburn hard on the road. You beat number 6 Kentucky. You lose at Arkansas in a game where Wade has 41 points and you had no business losing. You were up 1 with 8 seconds to go, and then you take care of business against the middle to the lower pack of the SEC and LSU and Missouri, and you hope that can continue. Florida had a nice win over Mississippi State, but you look at Ole Miss tomorrow night. Then you get the bye, so you don't have a Tuesday game, and then you get Florida. And so if you could go 4-0 in this little stretch, and then go to Missouri and say, oh man, if we could, they're another one. Maybe we rip off 5 in a row right here. We look up and the Aggies are 6-3, and we're tracking right with a big game against Tennessee on deck at home. So that's what if I were to put anything in the fan base conscience right now is, hey man, like get to read. You win these next 2 games, they're probably going to go on the road and beat Missouri, and then that sets up. I don't know if it'd be College game day, but I mean, you're talking about a massive showdown with Tennessee in College Station where we beat them last year. It's all the stuff that you want, and it's right there. All it takes is a big fan base showing up on the next 2 Saturdays.
Herm, how about the job Dan Campbell's done with the Lions, not just this year, but just building that, especially from that opening press conference, the way people took it to him saying, this is who I am, this is how I do things, and they're doing it.
Yeah. Well, they're doing it, and, he understands the history there. He was a former player. I think he was on that team in 0-16, and come back and really breathe life in his organization, into the city. Detroit Lions. Historically, what this team has suffered, the city has suffered. And, boy, they are excited about playing football now. He's got a good team. I mean, they're built a little like 49ers. They're physical. They're tough. That translates going on the road. They've got a quarterback that played right across the bridge at Cal from San Francisco. So that's kind of interesting. He's resurrected his career. And they've got a two-headed monster in Montgomery and Gibbs, running backs. Got a great tight end, Laporta. St. Brown, we know what he can do. And then Reynolds is the vertical guy. Aaron Glenn played for me with the Jets. He's going to one day be a head coach. Hopefully it's sooner than later. Their defense has gotten better. So this team will go into San Francisco not feeling like they can't win. I mean, that's what they said when they played the first playoff game. And they ended up playing two of them at home. They've won both. And now they're going to deal with the best team in the NFC, the 49ers, which, by the way, is a really good team. Purdy didn't play real well. Well, what's puzzling to Purdy for me is that he played in Iowa, and there was bad weather in Iowa. And all of a sudden, when he goes to Cleveland and he played last week, he can't play in the rain for some reason the first quarter. So, that's kind of interesting.
Herm, why do you think the Cowboys keep getting a roadblock when they get to the playoffs? And this is not just now.
Well, I knew you were going to mention the Cowboys, and this is what my big thing is with the Cowboys. You know that star they have on the helmet?
Yep.
Here's what I would do. I wouldn't allow them to put the star on the helmet. You got to earn it. I think when you become a Cowboy player, you already get pushed in the spotlight, rightly so, because Jerry's done a nice job of promoting his team. And when you get there as a player, you already think you're a star. So you say, well, we're stars. We're the stars. And when they play the Cowboys, we're the stars. Well, you actually got to earn the star.
Between Noah and Moose and Reuben Owens and some of the options at tight end and Donovan Green coming back and all the experience up front, a new system. But I think Wegman is really determined and excited to kind of make this his offense, his football team. And I think Colin Klein's the guy to really take advantage of his skills. So, fine, put him at 9 now. And watch how high up he rises by the time the thing's over and done with. He can be like Washington football this year.
Let me just tell you a couple of the names that were ahead of him, right? Graham Mertz, Garrett Nussmeier,
Ridiculous.
And Nico whatever.
From Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah, so Nico's played in one college football game. Nussmeier's played in like 3. That matter. And what Nussmeier really playing that was meaningful. The second half of the Georgia SEC championship game, when they were down by 30, and a bowl game against a miserable Wisconsin team, and that was it, right? I mean, he looked good. I think he's good. I've always thought he's good, but yeah, fine. I agree with you that he should be up ahead of a couple of those guys.
Like, those guys may end up being really good.
Yeah, I just don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I don't, but if you're asking of that list, put Connor at 9. That's fine with me. And then ask me, who do you think will make the biggest move up this list from the start of the season till end? And, if I'm, placing a bet to Keyshawn Boutte and I'm going to get paid on being right, I'm picking Connor Wegman.
Who do I think doesn't know what to do? Come here. Let's see how this is going to go. What's your name?
Justin.
Justin, tell the people what to do.
Like and subscribe.
Oh, you know what to do. Justin, you're good. All right. Justin knows my nephew Mason, so he's in the circle of trust. We'll see you next time.